Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome to Success at CA for your May 26 examination organized by Board of Studies Academics of ICAI. Today in the session for paper 5 Auditing and Ethics, I am CA Karuna Bhansali.
I am CA Rajiv Sachdeva.
We will be guiding you and taking you through the journey for the success, right? The clock may tick, the pressure grows. The clock may tick, the pressure grows, but strength inside you always shows. Trust your mind. You have come this far. Now go ahead and raise your star. Now go ahead and raise your star. Late nights, early mornings too, all your hard work will put you through. Stay focused, calm, and do your best. You are stronger now than all the rest. Fear may knock before the test, but don't forget you have done your best. Walk in with hope, not with doubt. This is your time. Go stand out. This is your time. Go stand out. And today we are taking you for this success journey. And definitely we are also going to discuss your doubts, whatever queries you are having, that also we will be discussing, right? So before moving towards a mock test paper, which is just like your main examination paper, we will be discussing some general tips which student tend to know, which student must know, because when he or she is sitting in the examination, such kind of mistakes are being occurred, right? So to avoid those mistakes and how to attempt the paper, how to handle the case scenario based questions, how to handle independent MCQs and descriptive questions, either it is knowledge based or it is application and analysis based, right? So all those strategy we are going to share with you, right, Rajiv sir?
Yes, fine,
Yes.
fine.
So not taking much of the time, we are starting with the general part. Yeah. So, dear students, I hope before preparing, you all are well versed with your syllabus. You are aware that how many topics are covered in your curriculum, right? And those topics are also further segregated into section wise, right? So these section wise weightage indicate that for which chapter, how much weightage is being allocated, right?
Perfect,
Yes,
perfect.
sir.
Section 1 consists of students. Section 1 weightage is 4% to 6%, and that is nature, objective, and scope of audit. Chapter 1 is about nature, objective, and scope of audit.
Yes.
And chapter 2 is 8% to 12% weightage, that is audit strategy, audit planning, and audit programs. Basically covers essay. If I am talking of standard on auditing, essay 300. It is based on essay 300. And students section, so far as section 3 is concerned, it is the chapter covered is risk of material, risk of
Risk assessment
risk
and
assessment
internal
and
control.
internal control.
Yes. So my dear students, you can see that you are having total 11 chapters, right? And we are having total 9 sections. So technically, if we see only in the two sections, like in section 4, you are having 2 chapters.
Yes, yes.
And in your section 8, you are having 2 chapters. So overall, otherwise, for each and every chapter, prescribed weightage is given in front of you. As sir rightly mentioned, for section 1, chapter 1 is there. For section 2, chapter 2 is there. Section 3, chapter 3 is there. But in section 4, you can see the weightage is 12% to 18%. Here your chapter 4 and chapter 6, audit documentation, along with audit evidence, audit documentation is being covered, right? And this is the most important topic which carries highest weightage. That is your section 5, chapter 5.
Yes, yes.
Audit of items of
Of
financial
financial statements.
statements. Now, if we talk about section 6, we are having remaining chapter completion and review, right?
Yes.
And in section 8, we are having our chapter audit
Audit
report. Very important role of auditor, right? And in section 8, we are again having two chapters, right? Audit of banks and audit of various types of entities. So we can see chapter 9 and chapter 10. And for this, last but not least, section 9, chapter 11. है ना? So you can see that for each and every chapter, there is prescribed weightage. It means you cannot go for selective study. From each and every chapter, student is examiner in examination, question can be asked, right? So you have to study each and every chapter rather than pick and choose, right? Right? And when we are doing ABC analysis, you can see that your section 5 is having highest weightage. That is a 12% to 20%. And section 4 and 8 are having 4 chapters, but yes, 12% to 18%. So this way you can plan and strategize. Of course, sir will guide you for each and every topic in detail because like audit evidence, you may say that this is bulky chapter, lot many standards are covered.
Perfect.
But yes, that is very important chapter and that really build your base for CA final also. You cannot ignore any of the chapter, right, sir? Audit evidence is, I think, very important. Yes.
Very important.
Because on the basis of same,
conceptual knowledge, much conceptual knowledge is covered in this chapter. Audit evidence itself is very important from the conceptual point of view.
Yes. So this is your section wise weightage. And of course, for skill wise, weightage is same. Now, what are the resources available with you?
Yes.
Yes.
We have two modules, module 1, module 2, student study material that consists of study material. Then we have RTP, that is May 26th RTP. Then we have mock test papers, series 1, series 2, case scenario booklet consisting of 60 case scenario students, and then model test paper, Saransh booklet, and suggested answers which are hosted on the website. Case scenarios are MCQ and case scenario booklet, as I have already told you, that it is consisting of 60 case scenarios. Now you should read the updated one.
Yeah. We have come out with volume 2, right? Earlier there were 40 and now I think
60.
Yeah, 60 or more than that case scenarios are there for you. And apart from the same, we are having case scenarios given in the mock test paper and RTP.
Yes, yes.
So you can practice, and with the help of MCQ practice portal also, you can practice the case scenarios for your examination preparation. So apart from study material and MTP mock test paper case scenario booklet, we are also having a model test paper booklet wherein you are having practice papers. In the examination condition, you can sit and practice those test papers. Of course, answer is also given at the end of the model test paper booklet. It is group wise, so you can refer that and practice more and more mock tests. At least 2 mock test papers should be practiced by you, right? Then we are also having our Saransh booklet. Of course, you can use it for your reference and revision purpose because sometimes students find difficult that during this 1.5 day or 2 days duration, how to revise, so that you can take help of Saransh. But yes, if you are preparing your own notes, if you are marking, that is most effective manner of studying.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we are having our previous attempt suggested answers, right? MCQ practice portal, as I have already told, MCQ and case scenario at BoS knowledge portal. And apart from these, we are having some virtual feature also like LVC or LVRC. In LVC, you can thoroughly understand the chapter. In detail, it is being discussed, but in LVRC, we understand the concept with the help of questions. So questions asked in the examination or important topics which are frequently asked, are covered in these LVRC, and with the help of the question, concept is being taught, topic is being taught to you. So you can use both. But yes, after mock test paper, or when you are studying, you are analyzing in the topic where you feel it is difficult to manage, or I'm not able to understand and I'm finding difficulty, you can view these LVC classes or LVRC. It's available free of cost on your BOS mobile app. I hope you have downloaded the mobile app. If not, please download, because all these resources are available on the same, right?
Students here classes, by attending these classes, LVC and LVRC. So concept building, particularly I am talking of LVC. If you are attending, if you have sincerely attended these classes, LVC classes, so these build up your concepts. Concepts are very, for intermediate students in particular, LVC classes are very, very important. You should not miss those classes, because concept building, like ABC in case of English, if I am talking of English language, so ABC is very important. So ABC is in respect of every subject, be it auditing, mathematics, English, every subject, income tax, GST, every subject we have ABC of the subject. So auditing itself has its ABC, students. So ABC, to build up ABC and then use that ABC to form words and sentences, means to write the effective auditing language, auditor's language, and then score better in the examination. You need to develop ABC of auditing, and that, and LVC classes are very helpful in that. For example, but most of the students, many students come to me, then they are lacking in concept. The biggest thing, biggest deficiency, biggest mistake they do is they keep on reading the material, and by reading the material and not building on the concepts doesn't help in the examination. ABC means, I have given the example of a like in English language. If I am talking of English language, then first you need to learn what is A for apple, B for this, ABC of English language.
Okay, Mithili is asking
And
ABC
then,
means.
yes. So ABC, if you are aware of the ABC, you see what teacher did in the pre-nursery or nursery class. She came to the classroom and then wrote A on the blackboard. Then, and that went for 15 days, 10 days, only ABC. A, then A for apple, B for this, C for cat, D for. So ABC, much focus was done. I think 1 year was devoted on ABC. And no student, 25 years have gone, 20, whatever your age is, 20 years have gone, and you didn't learn it in the last 15 years, still you can recall easily A, B, C, D, F. So, but auditing, if I am asking you to tell me audit evidence or audit documentation, no student is able to tell me the definition. So it means ABC, जो concept, ABC means concept build up. Because if you are aware of the ABC, if you learn ABC, then you can form the words and then sentences. So by developing the conceptual knowledge of the auditing, you develop ABC of auditing, and then you are able to write well in the examination. I hope I am clear. Mithili is asking. Mithili, I am clear on this or not?
Mithili, waiting for your answer. Okay, she's saying yes, sir. So I hope today we are on 16th April, so you are all through with the paper pattern.
Yes.
You must have practiced mock test paper or maybe suggested answers, which are nothing. Previous examinations question paper with the solution, right? So it reflects that what is the paper pattern. Like for division A, it is for 30 marks, and for division B, it is for 70 marks. And division A is comprising entirely of MCQ. There is no negative marking for the MCQ part, and descriptive question 70 marks. Technically, if we see, we are having 88 marks paper as descriptive question paper. because there is one internal choice and one question you can opt out of remaining questions. First question is compulsory. So question 1 is compulsory and you can attempt any 4 question out of remaining 5 questions. That is your question 2 to 6, and one internal choice is also there. So if we see, we are having 88 marks paper as descriptive part and 30 marks as MCQ part. So total 118 marks paper is there. But for 30 marks, you don't have any choice. For 88, you can choose for 70 marks paper. So my advice, if you don't know 20 marks paper, don't get panic, because still you know 98 marks paper, right? If it is from the descriptive part. So if you strategically handle the subject, if you properly prepare and practice, do writing practice, right? Then in the examination, you can definitely have more than exemption marks. But yes, you have to strategize for the
Perfect.
same.
Perfect. In case of direct theoretical questions, how do you attempt the question now? So break the answer in brief points or paragraphs. Students, it is better. There are two cases. One is I know the answer clearly. Answer is very clear to me. I am aware of what is written in the study material. And then you should write you may write in the point form. If you are very much aware of the question. Yes, this is the answer. And the second situation is when you are not sure about the answer, and you will make up the answer on your own and then write in the examination. Then you must write in the paragraph form. Relevant. But remember, if you are not sure of the answer, then write in the paragraph form and write the relevant points only in the paragraph form. This is very important, because question itself tells you what is to be stated in the answer. So I should write relevant, because auditing is not such a subject where you are, because auditing is not such a subject where you cannot write on your own. Answer you can write on your own. Any question in the auditing you can write the answer in you, because auditing draws from other subjects like accounting. Accounting is the background of the auditing. So accounting udhar se income tax, audit, accounting, then law. So auditing draws from other subjects. So students, you can sure about the answer. You can be sure about the answer. You can develop the answer on your own. So that is very important. But in that case, you should write that answer in paragraph form only. But if you are certain about the answer, then you can write in the point form. This is my first point, my first suggestion to you. And try to write. Second point is answer in properly framed language. How will, now the question, biggest question here is, how will you write the properly framed language? So for that purpose, I was discussing a few minutes back, ABC. ABC is required in that case. Like I gave you two examples, I will give you, which I usually give. One is audit evidence, because it is the biggest concept in auditing. Auditor collects audit evidence and then draws conclusions, and then he frames his opinion. Right. So what audit evidence exactly is? So audit evidence, students, two strategies I will tell you. One is go slow on the subject, but now the 15 days are left, so you cannot be that much slow. But second strategy will work, still work. That is linkage method. Try to form the linkages, because this is such a subject where linkages are easily formed. I give you one example, the audit evidence. Just remember one word, information. If I am asking you what is audit evidence, remember one word, that is information. So audit evidence is nothing but information. So it is not, I think, difficult to learn. Information. So audit evidence may be defined as the information. Information, if what the auditor will do of the information, So auditor uses that information. So information used by the auditor. What will the auditor do after using the information? He will arrive at the conclusions. So this is the definition. Audit evidence is the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions, and after forming the conclusions, what the auditor will do? He will give his opinion. And this is the definition of audit evidence. So see how the linkage method is working over here. So what the final definition as per SA 500 is? Audit evidence is the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions on which the auditor's opinion is based. Similarly, so one word, by remembering just one word, I can narrate the whole definition. Likewise, you can do audit documentation. This is how you can build up ABC. One student was asking Methali, I think, how to develop. So this is the methodology of developing ABC. So my second example is audit documentation, and one word for this audit documentation is record. It is record of, like audit evidence is information, audit documentation is a record of three things. And remember one thing, two things will follow. One thing is, it is a record of three things. Record of audit procedures performed. पहला आप याद कर लो, 1, 2 will follow. Record of audit procedures performed.
Yes. Asking, my doubt is understanding the question paper is very difficult in auditing because all questions are case scenario based. I'm not able to interpret under which chapter this question is asked. Dear Tali, first you should understand the syllabus, right? First you should know what is covered. And when you will read the question carefully and in last 2-3 lines, you will be able to understand the requirement of the particular question. When you know that, yes, if the question is talking about nature, objective, or scope of audit, what auditors what is covered under the scope of auditor, auditor is supposed to do or not, what is the objective, right? So then you will be able to correlate it with chapter 1. If audit planning is there or programming is being talked of, so specific standard, if you know, which is already being discussed in the study material, if you are aware, then you will be able to correlate it with the relevant standard. And accordingly, you will be able to answer. So if you see in these 11 chapters, like we are having audit of bank, which is not based on standard, but of course, reference of essay is there because for auditing, standards on auditing is very, very important. It plays very important role. For various type of entities, you will not find particular standard discussed in that chapter, right? Apart from these 2 chapters, you will see that all 9 chapters are related to auditing standards. So you should be knowing your standard. It should not be like you are just reading flowchart or you are doing shortcut study. You have to, because only 11 chapters are there. If you now also start studying 11 chapters, you can definitely do that. So if you are finding this difficulty that you are not able to correlate, you are not able to understand from which chapter it belongs, then you need to have in-depth study because it reflects, it indicates that in-depth study is lacking. Otherwise,
this
yeah.
is the point.
Yeah.
Here, the answer now madam has given at the end. You are lacking in your preparations. This is the answer basically. If you have prepared well, पहली बात इसमें जो स्टूडेंट्स है, एक स्टूडेंट ने पूछा है नाम क्या है? Maithili, whether one thing is easy or difficult, it depends on your level of preparation. If my preparation is very good, I have done everything in the module, I have learned few things, and then I am able to write the answers in my own language, and that language is perfectly coming. That is properly framed language that we have written in the. So if it is properly framed language and the language is auditing language, your concepts are very much clear, then tough thing will become easy. Difficult thing will appear as easy. And if you did not open the study material, you are banking on shortcuts, you are studying some short notes, then easy thing will become difficult. So my point is, it it is difficult or easy will depend upon level of your preparation. So if
And
you have prepared well, then you can easily interpret the questions and write the answers very well.
yes, and apart from the same, when you have prepared, you have to written practice.
You have to
You
do.
have to. Because after studying one chapter also, if you have practiced writing of two questions, you will definitely be able to understand the requirement of the question. If you are not able to, then we need to further emphasize why we are not able to understand the requirement of the question, or if we are able to understand, then we are not able to identify that which part will be covered. If we are able to identify, then if we are not, whether we are able to recall that or not, then the question is being asked in one part or two part, are we sufficiently writing the answer? So these observations are very important for preparing, and when we are going for examination, it is very important that we have done this analysis. We have assessed our preparation. If we are lacking in any of the chapter, we need to make it more stronger, right? And if you find any difficulty while preparing, if you find any difficulty in any of the topic, you can refer our resources. You can reach out to us also. You can call us on 01203045 I can write in the chat also, or here 0120 is pin code. Sorry, these are our landline number. You can call on 01203045 So in on that number, you can discuss with us that in this particular chapter, I'm finding difficulty, or how to identify if the question is talking about assertion, or how to answer that I'm writing in this manner. But yes, in the examination, I'm finding difficulty. If you're not able to ask here, if you can ask here, it's best, because it will clarify others' doubt also.
Yes.
Right?
Perfect.
So please have in-depth study, do written practice, and avoid shortcut, as sir told you. Don't go for shortcut, right?
Yes, another.
I hope you are clear. Yeah.
Sir, ma'am.
But it is confusing when compared auditing with other subject. It is very easy because only 11 chapter is there. But while attending exam, all topics are collapsed. I recently attended mock test paper series 2. In that exam question paper is very tough to me. Yeah, maybe it is lack of preparation, right? So that is the reason I said that it's.
Are you appearing in both groups or single group? And how many months you have devoted for the preparation of auditing? Tell me.
And then paper might, you might feel it is tough.
Both groups.
Okay.
Both groups is
No,
it puts a lot of pressure
efforts, yeah. You
and
need to put
requires a
in.
lot of effort, because how many months you prepared for auditing? Did you prepare for at least 3-4 months you have devoted for auditing? 3 to 4 months, for example, did you attend LVC classes, then LVRC, and how many times you have revised the whole syllabus? How many times you have revised the entire 11 chapters?
Yeah.
Minimum 3 times revision. Minimum, this is minimum. Do 4 times, 5 times revision. And when you pick up one topic, read it at least in the beginning 10 times, then five times for three to 4 times.
And
That is 3 times revision. And on monthly gaps, preferably on monthly gaps, 1 month, then second month, third month. Then you can say, yes, I have prepared the subject.
and one more important point, sometimes we make our mock test paper little difficult so that we can make you prepare.
LVC
When you are
till now 6 chapters going on, but that is for September examination.
That is for next exam actually, yeah. And for this, it's recorded lectures are there on the mobile app. Of course, till the time you can refer their live classes also if you have any doubt.
For May
Yes,
examination, the class is finished quite early.
yes, yes. No issues. But if you have decided later on and if you are watching it, you can refer. But yes, for other chapters, you need to have recorded lectures. You should refer recorded lectures, right? Yeah. And then apart from it, as I'm saying that mock test paper, sometimes we try to make it difficult so that you are prepared. You're not overconfident and you mock test paper help you to like boost your confidence. It help you to yes.
Yes, you are absolutely, madam, is fine. Because mock test paper is not, do not use mock test paper to lower your confidence. It is to upgrade your confidence to the next level where you can achieve more things because you try to identify your weaknesses in writing the answers. Okay, what are your weaknesses? Uh, uh, and then improve upon the weaknesses. See where you are lacking, conceptual clarity is not there. Then get more conceptual clarity. We are always we are always available for your help, as madam has said, given the contact number of Board of Study. So students, try to be in touch with us. Read the institute's material. That is very, very important. What I am see, what I am feeling is that students do not use the institute study material. Rather, they are trying some private
Shortcut. Yes.
shortcuts, private coaching study materials, which are clear-cut shortcuts. And shortcuts are not the way to success. Right? So preparation should be preparation. The method of preparation should be very slow. That should not. If you do go slow in studies, then you will run fast while attempting the paper. And if you are in hurry in preparing, then you will write slow in the examination. This is a simple equation. You need to understand.
And at least for 3 to 4 days, you have to do writing practice. At least.
This is minimum.
Yeah.
And my suggestion, I think you have put in slide also.
Yeah.
30 to 40 minutes, I think, daily writing practice, that makes sense. And
that was for straightforward question, knowledge-based question, wherein you are required to write state or disadvantage or advantage or simple knowledge-based question. But if the question is application-based, then you need to give fact of the case, provision, and you need to interlink and then giving the finally conclusion, right?
and one more thing, sometimes what I have seen is in the question is discussing some scenario, but what happens is students write the answer clearly, but they do not comment anything on the facts given in the question. You write at least 1-2 lines on the facts given in the question कि उसका क्या करें अब जो उसने एग्जाम में सिचुएशन दी है. तो स्टूडेंट्स do not forget to comment on the situation given in the question. चाहे आप एक लाइन में दो कमेंट अपना, but दो जरूर. So this is my suggestion to all of you.
I have some small quote. Numbers speak if you listen right, through careful checks and thoughtful sight. In every detail, big or small, an auditor stands to guard it all. With logic clear and judgment strong, you find where things may go wrong, not just to point, but to improve. That's the auditor path to prove, right? So you also need to have your clear logics, your judgments, strong judgment, and it will happen only when we have prepared effectively, right? And
Of course.
yeah, and we understand that general answer can write anyone. We are not saying that you have to write verbatim as it is word by word.
Possible भी नहीं है
Not
students,
possible,
because
yes.
इतनी मॉड्यूल्स में इतना मटेरियल है कि ऐसे लर्न पूरा वर्बेटिम नहीं हो
नहीं हो
पॉसिबल।
सकता।
तो मैं तभी कहता हूँ ना, आपको कंसेप्ट बिल्डिंग करके और फिर अपनी लैंग्वेज पे आ जाओ आप, तब आपको बिल्कुल भी मुश्किल नहीं लगेगी ऑडिटिंग।
यस, तो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि लेकिन जनरल आप अपना लैंग्वेज जो लिख रहे हैं उसमें भी की वर्ड्स शुड बी यूज्ड।
कीवर्ड्स, जैसे मैंने ऑडिट एविडेंस, अभी मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा था, बीच में दूसरा टॉपिक शुरू हो गया। जैसे मैंने बताया था ऑडिट एविडेंस में एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था आपको, इंफॉर्मेशन उसके लिए एक वर्ड है। ऑडिट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन और लिंकेज मेथड से आप पूरी ऑडिटिंग कर सकते हैं, लिंक एक्सेप्ट, इसके कुछ एक्सेप्शन है, जैसे बैंक ऑडिट का चैप्टर बहुत स्पेसिफिक है, वो मैं अभी बताऊंगा कैसे करना है आपको। लेकिन जो एसे बेस्ड चैप्टर्स, मैडम ने अभी बोला कि 9 चैप्टर्स एसे बेस्ड है, तो एसे बेस्ड चैप्टर तो सारे इसी लिंकेज मेथोडोलॉजी से हो जाते हैं। तो like I was giving another example, audit documentation. Audit documentation, one word is record. Or remember, first point, then 2 points will follow. First point, it is a record of 3 things. Number 1, audit procedures performed. अब audit procedures perform करके auditor को क्या मिलेगा? Audit evidence. So relevant audit evidence obtained. Relevant audit evidence obtained. Then what auditor gets? Conclusions the auditor reached. So 3 points are there in the definition of audit documentation. So audit documentation is record of 3 things: audit procedures performed, relevant audit evidence obtained, and the conclusions the auditor reached. So linkage method, follow linkage method, auditing will appear easy to you.
Kuldeep has answered to you that I have attended all LVC, LVRC program and studied the material.
That's
twice.
good. That's good enough.
I hope, Kuldeep, you have done written practice also. Maybe mock test paper or suggested answer. Any of the paper you have done in examination condition. It will be great if you develop habit to sit at 1:40, start reading 1:45. 1:45 to 2 p.m. you have strategized your paper, and during 2 to 5 you are attending the same, just like your examination, because your brain will be trained to attend the paper at that point of time, and it will be in active mode, right? So I hope apart from these you have done written practice. Yes, so you are saying, but I find sometimes confused.
Those scored 58 in mock test.
Okay, so you can write your confusion, or you can talk to us that what kind of confusion you are having. No, these marks are just giving you indication that where you need to improvise further. Mock test paper, if it is difficult also, if it is easy also, if you are not getting panic, if you are balancing yourself, because it is just practice of the main examination paper. Prior to that you are practicing for the same. If it is difficult one, then also it is helping you that how you are accepting this challenge, how you are putting best of your efforts when you are answering that question paper. Right?
Perfect.
Hello. So if you can share your confusion, please write. Otherwise, you can talk to us also. Yes, some common mistakes students tend to do.
Selective, first point, very first point is student selective study. अभी मैं आपको ये बता रहा था कि selective study doesn't help. Do detailed study, intensive, बिल्कुल deep में जाके, in-depth study. So if you do in-depth studies, तो अब आप जब एग्जाम में लिखोगे तो उसका से you have done 100%, you have done 100% in-depth knowledge. Then in examination, the outcome would be approximately 50% of that, and that becomes 100% in the examination. That 50% will play the role 100%. So this is this you need to understand, that selective study would not make any difference. Lack of written practice, that is most important point. Selective study, don't do selective study. And lack of written practice for 15 minutes. Don't do, चलो हम 45 minutes recommend करते हैं, 30 minutes, but 15 minutes on daily basis, on consistently, will make a lot of difference. Not reading the question, so this is the biggest thing, not reading the question carefully. But what happens is sometimes there are 2 to 3 requirements in the question, and you miss out one requirement, then if that portion consists of 2 marks, so your 2 marks are gone straight away. So read the question very carefully. What are the in particular the requirements of the question? What the question is asking, that should not be left out. That must be covered in your very much covered in your answer. So this is very important. Next point is improper utilization of reading time. So reading time, 15 minutes reading time is there. So utilize that time very carefully. Just go through the tone of the paper. Just go through which decide alongside what questions you are going to attempt, because out of 5 questions you have to 4 questions. Question number 1 is compulsory. So decide in these 15 minutes which questions you are going to attempt and which question you are sure that this question you will not attempt. So insufficient revision. So this is very, very important. So you need to do sufficient revision, and 3 times revision before examination is ideal. And in my opinion, if you go for 5 times revision, so that is excellent and you will perform very well in the examination. And 5 times reading. When you are revising the things, do 5 times reading. 5 times reading is the best strategy. The things just establish in your mind 5 times by 5 times. And remember, linkage method is very, very important. As I explained, I gave you 2 examples of one audit evidence and then one audit document. So linkage method is very, very important. Misinterpretation of questions. So sometimes students, you misinterpret the question. So if you have got the clarity of thought by doing in-depth study, then misinterpretation of question will not be there. So conceptual I place a lot of emphasis on conceptual understanding. So concept building is very, very important, right? When you have build up your concepts, then application will follow. And when you have fully prepared for the examination, then marks will follow. Don't run after the marks. Okay, मेरे 40 marks आ जाएं, 50. Don't say that. You should run after the preparation itself. Do concept building. Do many questions. Lot of resources are available with you. So practice upon that in sufficient, so that a lot of reserve is created, and then you will perform confidently in the examination. So these are the common mistakes and common points I have discussed. These are the, in fact, suggestions to perform good in the examination. I find difficulty, Shatvisha is asking, I find difficulty in remembering points from various standards present in chapter 7. No problem. Chapter 7 is subsequent events, going concern. Again, this is essay based chapter. Yes, students, chapter 7, but of course it is a little bit difficult chapter. But first understand, in any essay 560 is there, it starts with essay 560 subsequent events. So first of all, you understand what subsequent events are. What subsequent events are, what is the objective of the standard. Understand, devote at least 15 to 20%, 20 minutes time or half an hour, say, to understand what is the objective of the standard. What is the objective of essay 560? What is the objective of essay 560 going concern? What is the objective of essay 450? So students, understand the, first of all, understand the objective of the standard. Why the standard is there? What is the objective of the auditor? So if you understand the objective of the standard, then your 25% problem will be solved. And sometimes, many times rather, at intermediate level in particular, questions are asked on the objective of the standard itself. So if you understand the objective of the standard and then proceed further, then I think no essay will be difficult. And if you are finding it difficult in doing chapter 7 or remembering the points, then one more time you should attend LBC related to chapter 7, and then study the module carefully, read the content of 7 to 10 times instead of 5 times I was saying earlier, and revise more this chapter. So you will find rather more confident in relation to the chapter. In chapter 7 itself, you will find yourself more confident. So this is how you should do. Next, students, develop a study plan. Prepare your own notes instead of Saransh is very much. Of course, you have Saransh with you, but if you are developing your own notes, then that gives you very much confidence. By following that preparing your own notes, you become confident, you feel confident, and consequently you perform well in the examination. So allocate specific time slots for theory and practical questions, and create a realistic study schedule considering other subjects. So realistic study schedule register. In respect of this study schedule, that's very, very important. I'm telling you. If you are not preparing your schedule, start it now, today, from today itself. Because study schedule register, name it as schedule register. How much time did you devote to that, to auditing, and what topic you have done today, how much time you have devoted, and this is schedule register. And then second, accountancy, fair income tax, auditing, and other subjects you write down. So this should be prepared date-wise, schedule register, date-wise. So after 1 month or so, you have record of what you have studied in the last 1 month. So this gives you total scheduling. So preparation is total scheduled. आपकी स्टडी जो है सिस्टमेटिक हो जाती है एकदम. So schedule register is very, very important in my opinion. So schedule your studies. So that gives you again a confidence, next level confidence.
Yeah. So I hope you all have developed your study plan, right? And we have already told you that why written practice is very important, right? Written practice is the key to success. Daily writing practice is required, as I told Mitali. Okay. Same is for every student, each and every student, at least for 45 minutes for any of the subject. If you are developing this habit, it will definitely be helping you, because sometimes when we appear for the main examination and we get a result, we tend to analyze why we lose marks, right? Because if you are doing writing practice in advance, you will be able to understand, yes, I misunderstood the requirement of the question and my answer is different. Or the requirement of the question, like it requires 4 pointers or 5 pointers or 8 pointers. I have written only 4 pointers or 6 pointers or 3 pointers that vary. The question is talking about 2 parts. I have attempted only 1 part. So if you are doing this analysis on regular basis in the main examination, you will not find this kind of difficulty, because then you will be real auditor. You will audit that question and you will write according to that requirement, right? Solve past year papers, because that gives you confidence, that boosts your confidence that yes, this kind of paper will be there. How many minutes I am allotting to that MCQ part or case scenario part, and how many minutes I am giving to descriptive part. It should not so happen that I know this question very well, so I'm writing for 30 minutes or 35 minutes. How whatever knowledge I'm having for that topic, I'm writing that. It should not happen, right? And for MCQ also, you should develop that habit that yes, in the examination, 15 MCQs are being asked. So with the help of MCQ practice portal or maybe case scenario booklet, at least 15 MCQs on daily basis you should do at a stretch, and review how many minutes you are taking, how much time you are taking, maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, or 45 minutes, right? For intermediate auditing, there is no amendment, Mitali, right? And Kuldeep is asking some confusion. I think you have already.
Confusion?
Yeah.
No, no, this I didn't answer.
Audit program, audit strategy, application of audit procedure on case to case basis, control framework in IT environment. Here in these topics, I think he is finding some confusion or points from various standards present in chapter
इसका LBC again
7.
you can try. नहीं वो मैंने बता दिया. That I
Okay,
got.
okay.
This point I didn't cover.
Okay.
So wherever students you are not feeling confident or you feel you are lacking, like in these points Kuldeep is saying, or another student was saying in chapter 7, or maybe in any chapter, so you can go to LVC again, attend that chapter, the LVC related to that chapter, and you will confident feel again.
Then answer structuring, we have already told you if the question is knowledge based, how you are writing. And one more important point, if the pointer is detailed one, maybe 3-4 liner point or 2 liner point, and if you divide into 2 points or 3 points, that particular point carries 1 mark. Either you merge it with some other point, you segregate it into 2-3 points, you have technically attempted only 1 marks point. So you need to review that how many points are required and how you are writing. Because for REs, we segregate the pointers into small points, and in the examination, same way, because it's already told by everyone that yes, for 4 marks, you need to write 4. For 5 marks, you need to write 5 points. And what we are doing, 1 point we have divided into 2 to 3 points, and we are not attending the answer fully. So that we need to review. Answer structuring, we have discussed. Peer review. When you are auditing your answer, if you are not able to assess, then please, if you are studying with your friend, then you can refer that, you please review it, and what is your feedback, please share it to me. And you can also do the same for that your friend. Use ICAI suggested answers for comparison, but yes, sometimes our answer is lengthy one, detailed one, right? But if the question is for 5 marks, we have given 10 points. It doesn't mean that you have to write 10 points, but we have given 10 points because for your ease, you can remember any of the 5, or you can, in the next examination, you can refer any of those pointers. Yes, but if the pointer is small, then you need to write double. For 4 marks, you should write 8 pointers. Okay. And in the exam also take 1 or 2 points in extra also. So if we have missed out something in 1 point, it will be compensated in another point.
Perfect.
Yeah. Benefits of written practice, I think we have already discussed in much detail. So not allotting time to this, because we have to finally cover our mock test paper also. Okay, you study 30 to 40 minutes every since last August.
We both come at 30 to 40
And
minutes.
finding audit as very interesting. Yeah, auditing is an interesting subject. A small kid also used to do audit for pocket money, how he spent, right? Mother also, when tasting the food, they audit only what is missing, salt, chili, or whatever. So auditing is very interesting, and each and every person, rather he is a chartered accountant or not, each and everyone audit. Sometimes we do behavior audit analysis, right? What we have studied, we note down in our notepad, and we compare that how much we have planned and how much we have accomplished, what kind of difficulties we have faced. So all this is forming part of audit only. So it's really very interesting. Don't think it is theoretical subject. And if you have developed habit, just like for practical subject, you solve the question by your hand. If you are doing the same for auditing paper also, I can assure you, you will get more than exemption marks. But yes, after writing, you need to review and assess also, so that in the next answer you are improvised. Because one student came to me and he said, ma'am, I have done, you told me to write the answer, I have written. मैंने कहा, what kind of errors you have observed? Ma'am, I have not reviewed it. I have just done written practice. Every day I used to write. Then I said, then your speed is improved, but your mistakes you are not able to identify, and that is not resolved. So written practice is very important. How to manage time in exam? Yes. So
students allocate time to each question based on difficulty level and marks. So if there are two types of questions in the examination, basically you are quite comfortable in writing the answer. So those questions you pick up first. My suggestion is pick up those questions first, which you are very comfortable, very conversant with, and you are already aware of answer in detail. So write those answers first, but remember, very important point is from starting, when you start the paper, writing the paper, when you start writing the paper, write it at adequate speed. Your speed should be sufficiently fast, not slow. What the students make mistake is in the start of the when the paper is starting, they write at very slow speed for 1 hour, and they have finished only one question or some parts of the one question. But from starting, your speed should be optimum, means towards faster, not slow. Because आपका 1 आवर बीत 1 आवर अगर आपका हो गया तो आपके कम से कम भी अगर आपको टोटल 5 क्वेश्चंस करने हैं तो आपके डिवाइडेड बाय 3 करके उतने क्वेश्चंस आपके कंप्लीट हो जाने चाहिए. अप्रोक्सीमेटली आप पौने दो क्वेश्चंस के आसपास कंप्लीट कर लो. तो स्टार्टिंग से ही स्पीड, मेरी सजेशन ये अपनी तेज रखो आप. तो स्टूडेंट्स यहीं पे मिस्टेक करते हैं, जो टाइम के मैनेजमेंट नहीं हो पाया, क्वेश्चन छूट गया मेरे तो एक क्वेश्चन पूरा ही छूट गया, कुछ पार्ट्स छूट गए. छोड़ने की गलती मत करना, और इसके लिए एक ही रामबाण औषधि है, दैट इज आपको स्पीड शुरू से ही अपनी तेज रखनी है. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा, मेरे को तो ये बहुत अच्छा लगता था, स्पीड जब से शुरू से तेज करी तो फिर ये वाली दिक्कत नहीं आई, क्वेश्चन छूट. और 100 मार्क्स का पेपर ही अटेम्प्ट कर होगा इस तरीके से, अगर आप स्टार्टिंग से ही अपनी स्पीड अच्छी रखोगे तो.
यस, तो आपको कंसिस्टेंटली और टाइम मैनेजमेंट के साथ में यू हैव टू राइट द आंसर. And in the examination, as it is mentioned, that allocate time to each question based on difficulty level and marks allotted. Like for 2 marker question, you cannot give 20 minutes. You know, you cannot afford 20 minutes for that 2 marker MCQ, right? So you need to see that how many marks are being allotted for that particular question. 10 to 15 minutes should be for final revision. It is very important, because when we revise, sometimes we come to know that yes, this part was missed out by us. Or sometimes when we review, nahi, this should not be the answer, I need to change, and then we will. So 10 to 15 minutes should be there for final revision. Prioritize question based on familiarity and confidence. The question where you find more confident, most confident, you should start your paper writing with that particular question. And utilize the 15 minutes reading time effectively, right? And during that 15 minutes time, you should quickly scan through all questions before attempting them. Your whole strategy should be planned and prepared when you are reading the question paper during that 15 minutes, 1:45 to 2 p.m. You're not having your MCQ paper in your hand. You're having only your descriptive paper with you, right? So for that descriptive paper, in 15 minutes, 88 marks questions are there. You need to choose which 70 marks you are going to cover, which question you know the best. You have to start with that. But for each and every question, you cannot afford to give more than 10 minutes, because you see, for 3 hours, we are having 180 minutes. 15 minutes we are having reading time, wherein we have made our strategy at first, which question we are going to opt, right? Which question we do not know accordingly. But yes, when we are confidently handling the paper at the end, also sometimes we are able to crack that question also. 10 to 15 minutes we need for revision. So out of 180, if we suppose we take 10 minutes for revision, we are having 170 minutes or 165 minutes. And question paper is having 15 MCQ, 15 descriptive. So total 30 questions are there. When you are practicing 15 MCQs, you will be able to assess that how many minutes you are giving to that particular 15 MCQ part, right? Maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, or 40 minutes. It should not be more than that, right? So out of 180, when we have deducted 10 minutes or 15 minutes for revision, we are left with 165 minutes. And for 35 minutes, if we plan, out of 165, if we plan 135 minutes or maybe 40 minutes, then we are having 125 minutes. And 125 minutes is for your 15 descriptive question. So how many minutes you can technically give? 8 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on the 5 marker or 4 marker, right? So when you are writing, as sir told you, you have to start in speed only. You don't have time to think. Exactly. That is the reason 15 minutes duration. When you get your paper, 88 marks paper in your hand, you have to strategize immediately how much you know that topic, how many minutes you can allot. Of course, 5-10 minutes variation is okay, but not more than that. We cannot afford that. Otherwise, we will not be able to justify with the paper. And this practice should be with the help of mock test paper 1 or 2 or model test paper or any previous year question paper, right? For the new scheme only, for this scheme, not 2017 paper you are taking and sitting for that. It should not be latest paper. You should take last 3-4 exams paper, and then you should write same 145 to 2 you are using as reading time. Yes, this question you need to strategize which question you are going to attempt first, which question you know the least. When you're writing the with confidence level, you will get time for that also. So time management is very crucial and very important. And as I told you, if you do not know 20 marks paper, 25 marks paper, please don't get panic. Even if you know 80 marks, 85 marks, but you have done written practice, you know how to write the answer in the examination also, you can do the wonders and you can secure good marks, right? I think we have discussed strategy, and now, not taking much time, we should move towards our mock test paper. Yeah, but only some small simple tips which we want you to follow. Please practice relaxation technique, maybe deep breathing, meditation. If you enjoy playing badminton, basketball, or any of the sports activity you enjoy, please have it rather than watching Instagram reels, Facebook, or WhatsApp chatting or like that. Don't spend time on that, because your brain gets relaxed when you do some other activity. If you are using mobile phone only, then also your that part of brain is only working, so it will not be relaxed. So do some relaxation technique. Make sure you are eating healthy. If you are eating junk food or unhealthy, it will definitely impact your health and examination. We cannot afford to take risk. You should exercise regular, and enough is required. And self-talk, positive self-talk and visualization is also very important for your exam. So what we have understood, that is your final key takeaway. Prepare thoroughly using ICAI provided resources. Focus on conceptual clarity and practical application. Develop structured and well articulated answers. And of course, time management, which is very important for optimum performance. So this is our final key takeaway. And now we are going to practice the same with the help of mock test paper 1. So I'm starting with mock test paper, I think March 26, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So case scenario 1, we are going to start. Yes. Should I read case scenario and we'll start with answer? So as we have already discussed, so not taking much of the time, but one more important point, that when you are attempting your paper, do not look for Specifically for MCQ part, I'm talking, read the instructions given on the paper carefully, right? And the question paper, in the instruction, it is mentioned that you are required to opt for the most appropriate answer. For multiple choice question, please tick the most appropriate answer. We are not talking about correct answer or incorrect answer. We are talking about most appropriate. If two correct answer are there, then also you need to opt for most correct answer, right? If there are more than one option, that ICAI will take care. So case scenario 1, it is comprising of 3 MCQ. Messrs. RGS and Company, chartered accountants, have been appointed as the statutory auditors of Nova Engineering Limited, a company engaged in manufacturing specialized industry machinery. During the first planning meeting, the engagement partner informed the audit team that the audit would be conducted in accordance with standard on auditing applicable to audit of financial statements relating to historical financial information. Till the time I am reading, I want you all to write me in chat that how many engagement and quality control standards are there. Or you can also write how many standards on auditing are there. While discussing the audit approach, the engagement partner first finalized the overall audit strategy, considering the size of operation, complexity of transaction, and available resources. Thereafter, the audit team was instructed to develop a detailed audit plan addressing matters identified in the strategy. The partner emphasized that before designing audit procedures, the team must obtain adequate knowledge of the client's business model, revenue cycle, and procurement process, as without such understanding, a proper audit plan cannot be developed. During the risk assessment process, the audit team identified that the company had recently implemented a new revenue recognition system which could potentially affect several items in the financial statement simultaneously. The team also noticed that inventory valuation and revenue transaction carried specific risk of misstatement because of complex pricing arrangements with customer. The engagement partner explained that the first risk relate to financial statements as a whole, whereas the second relate to specific assertion for particular classes of transactions and account balance. Accordingly, the team decided to assess the risk at both levels so that appropriate further audit procedure could be designed. Now you need to answer the following on the basis of above what we have read. You need to answer on the basis of that. Hmm. Shatvisha is saying good afternoon, ma'am and sir. How to go?
वो मैंने
Okay,
आंसर कर
okay,
दिया था.
okay. Yeah. SAE 3410. Why you are talking about that, Kuldeep? I have asked how many standards are there? Yeah. So first MCQ, sir.
Yes, first MCQ is, students, very easy MCQ. In fact, it is directly emanating from the case itself. In the above case scenario, students, engagement partner stated that the assignment would be conducted in accordance with standards on auditing applicable to, which are applicable to audit of financial statements relating to historical financial information. Based on engagement partner statement, which of the following engagements would most appropriately fall within the scope of such standards in the present context? So, yes, students, you can try which is the most appropriate answer. D. So this is, I think, self-evident, very much easy question. Second is, in the planning meeting described in the case scenario, engagement partner first established the overall audit strategy and then instructed the audit team to develop a detailed audit plan after obtaining knowledge of the company's model, business model, and processes. In the context of situation described in the case scenario, primary reason for obtaining such knowledge before developing the audit plan is to कि knowledge of the company's business model or process, इससे क्या होगा? इससे क्या होगा? तो बहुत जनरल क्वेश्चन है स्टूडेंट, ये भी आपने ठीक बताया, ए आंसर है।
So, which method you have used, Ritik or Kuldeep? Whether you are using elimination method or you are just simply directly, you are knowing the answer, that is the reason you have opted for the correct answer. That also you should write in the chat. Yes. So, in the examination also, either two ways you can solve the MCQ. Yes. One is, if you know the answer directly, you can opt for the same. But yes, if you do not know, then 50-50, we can do elimination, use elimination method, and then we can reach to the conclusion of the question. Yeah. Next. So I think Kuldeep and all, yeah, they have given correct
Everybody
answer. I
has
think
given.
yes. I assess and then decide. Great, great, good.
Third, third MCQ is in the case scenario itself. The audit team identified the new revenue recognition system could affect several items in the financial statement simultaneously. This is the one thing. And second, inventory valuation and revenue transactions involved specific risks relating to particular transactions and balances. So based on the engagement partner's explanation in the case scenario, which of the following correctly classifies these risks? Both risks, option A is relate to financial statement level only. So it is quite evident in the statement itself. The new revenue recognition system could affect several items, means it is broad-based, it is financial statement. So both risks relate to assertion level. So C, if you look at the C option, first risk, so answer, Ritik has given correct up.
And Ritik, your guess is correct. You have correctly guessed the answer.
First risk relates to financial statement level because it is more broad-based, and while the second relates to assertion level risk. For first relates to assertion level, D is, while the second relates to financial statement level risk.
So correct answer, yes, correct answer is option C. The first risk relate to financial statement and second risk relate to the
I think
level.
this case scenario is very easy in my opinion.
Yeah.
All MCQs were quite very easy. Second case scenario. During the audit of Saraswati University for the year ending 31st March 25, auditor examined various income streams and expenses of the university. While reviewing student fee records for the July to September, from July to September, auditor compared the class registers with the students' fees register. Class registers showed 620 students on the roll, whereas students' fee register reflected fee demands raised only for 590 students. Further examination revealed that counterfoils of receipts issued during August totaled 12,40,000, while the cash book recorded fee collections were rupees 11,90,000 for the same period. Means there is difference in the cash receipt, cash book, and counterfoils of receipts. And class register is, so data is actually, there is contrasting data coming across. So university also operates a hostel with 200 rooms and occupancy rate is 80%, or fees charged per student is 6,000 per month, and hostel income recorded in the books is amounted to 1.80 crores. During the audit of Saraswati University, the auditor applied analytical. Now the auditor is applying analytical procedures to evaluate the reasonableness of certain income statement balances. Instead of relying on prior period trends, auditor used non-financial data relating to the current audit period to evaluate whether the recorded hostel income appeared reasonable. The auditor used the occupancy rate and hostel fee structure to estimate the expected hostel income. While examining certain administrative expenses, the auditor analyzed monthly trends for electricity and fuel expenses. However, for travel expenses and repairs, supporting documents were examined in detail. During this examination, it was noticed that 75,000 spent on purchase of an AC for administrative office had been recorded under repair and maintenance. Or on the basis of answer question number MCQs 4 to 7. The first MCQ, fourth MCQ number 4 is based on given facts. Which of the following best explains the implication of difference between class registers, 620 students, and students fees register? So students, this is very good question. So which of the following best? Fee demand, option A is fee demands may not have been raised for 30 students. तो 30 स्टूडेंट्स ऐसा कि रह ही गए हो, उनकी डिमांड ही ना की हो, which are of course they are appearing on the rolls. Or hostel income of the university may be understated. B or C option is the difference indicates advance fee collection from students and difference represents fines for late payment of fees. So what is the most appropriate answer, student?
So only Ritik has given correct answer. I'm waiting Kuldeep, Methili and other students. Yes. So you, yeah, fourth is quite easy. So correct answer is fee demand may not have been raised for 30 students appearing on the rolls, right?
So this is, students, this is suggesting weakness in the system.
Yes.
Ensuring that demands against all students on roll are not properly. So weakness in the internal control system. So internal control system has its own relevance. So this is weakness in the internal control system.
During the audit of Saraswati University, the auditor estimated hostel income based on 200 rooms, an 80% occupancy rate, and a monthly fee of 6,000. The recorded hostel income was found to be materially higher than the auditor's estimate. So, dear students, what would be the most appropriate course of action by the auditor? Whether he should accept the recorded income since it is reflected in the books and supported by receipt, or he should adjust the estimate to match the recorded income if minor difference exists. He should conclude that the income is overstated solely based on the analytical comparison, or he should investigate the variance by examining supporting records, occupancy data, and assumption use and perform additional audit procedures as necessary. Yes. So Ritik and Kuldeep, yeah, very right. So option D is the correct answer because here auditor will investigate the variance by examining supporting record. What are the supporting records available? So the examining the supporting records, occupancy data, how many people have occupied, and assumptions used and performed. And definitely auditor will perform additional audit procedure which is necessary. The auditor will investigate the variance and analysis will be done for the same.
कोई स्टूडेंट्स इसमें बता सकता है कि हॉस्टल इनकम होनी कितनी चाहिए थी? Can any student tell? Hostel income.
Let me go to the question. Yeah.
Hostel income students होनी कितनी चाहिए थी? कोई बता सकता है?
Approx बता दीजिए. You can write approx amount that how much should be the hostel income. If 200 rooms are there, 80% is occupancy and hostel fee charge is 6,000
monthly
per month.
तो कितनी हॉस्टल फीस? क्योंकि बिकॉज रिकॉर्ड तो वही 1,80,00,000 1.80 करोड़ ये बुक्स में रिकॉर्डेड है. अगर द हॉस्टल इनकम रिकॉर्डेड और वो क्वेश्चन कह रहा है कि ये एक्सेस रिकॉर्ड है तो होनी कितनी चाहिए थी फिर? यस, वी आर वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर. ये तो हम तो आपको बता ही देंगे. अभी आपने आंसर तो ठीक बता दिए सारे, यहाँ अटक गए. बिल्कुल परफेक्टली फाइन. ये बिल्कुल ठीक बताया. किसने बताया?
Ritik,
वेरी वेरी गुड आंसर. रियली वेरी गुड आंसर. That is commendable.
Yeah. Which of the following best describe the analytical procedure applied by the auditor?
आंसर तो हम बता दें स्टूडेंट्स को 1 crore 15 no this is wrong in fact Ritik Jain has correctly stated 1 crore 15 lakhs approximately that how 1 crore 15 lakh is arrived at it is not 3 crore 45 lakh one student is saying so 200 rooms are there 80% into 80% occupancy into 6,000 per month it becomes 9,60,000 and when you multiply 9,60,000 into 12 it will become 1 crore 15 lakh and 20,000.
Yes, Kuldeep, you're right. We mentioned now. So next question is, which of the following best describe the analytical procedure applied by the auditor to evaluate the reasonableness of hostel rent income? Trend analysis comparing hostel income with the previous year. Reasonableness test using non-financial data to estimate expected income. Verification of hostel fee receipt with the cash book. Test of control over hostel fee collection. Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Ritik, you have prepared well. Very good. Happy with your preparation. Kuldeep, you have also given correct answer. Yeah. So, whether analytical procedure applied by the auditor to evaluate the reasonableness of its answer is there in the question itself. Whether it is trend analysis? No. It is not verification of hostel fee receipt with the cash book. Analytical procedure is not for that. Test of control over hostel fee collection. So here the procedure is reasonableness test using non-financial
इसमें क्या
data.
फीचर होता है स्टूडेंट मैं थोड़ा सा आपको बता देता हूँ क्योंकि बिकॉज क्या है कि ये क्वेश्चन तो आ गया आपने ठीक कर दिया अब दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछेगा तो वो ना गलत कर देना Unlike trend analysis, this analytical procedure means reasonableness test does not rely on event of prior periods but upon non-financial data. तो नॉन फाइनेंशियल डाटा अगर आपको कहीं पर क्वेश्चन में इफ यू ऑब्जर्व नॉन फाइनेंशियल डाटा ठीक है फॉर द ऑडिट पीरियड अंडर फॉर एग्जांपल ऑक्यूपेंसी रेट्स टू एस्टिमेट रेंटल इनकम ये एग्जांपल भी यही दिया हुआ है और इंटरेस्ट रेट्स इसी से फिर क्वेश्चन बनाया है और इंटरेस्ट रेट्स टू एस्टिमेट इंटरेस्ट इनकम इंटरेस्ट इनकम पे क्वेश्चन आता है और भी एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं इसके रॉ मटेरियल कंजम्पशन टू प्रोडक्शन और वेस्टेज एंड स्क्रैप परसेंट अगेंस्ट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल कंजम्पशन तो वेस्टेज बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्री हैं जो वेस्टेज बनाती हैं जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ब्लैंकेट इंडस्ट्री उसमें वेस्टेज बहुत होती है यार्न इंडस्ट्री में वेस्टेज बहुत है तो जहां पे स्क्रैप निकलता है जैसे स्टील इंडस्ट्री है तो उसमें स्क्रैप निकलता है तो ये आपको यहाँ पे रीजनेबलनेस टेस्ट यूज होएगा वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस बेस जहां पे वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस होता है जितनी भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज हैं सब में स्टूडेंट्स वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस होता है तो सेल डिस्काउंट्स एंड कमीशन एजेंट्स कमीशन अगेंस्ट सेल वॉल्यूम तो नॉन फाइनेंशियल डाटा जहां पर होगा वहां पे आप रीजनेबल टेस्ट यूज करोगे तो ये कुछ एग्जांपल से मैंने आपको सारे बता दिया आप ऐसे स्टडी करा करो ताकि अब इस एमसीक्यू को स्टडी करना है तो पूरी डिटेल रीजनेबलनेस टेस्ट सारे जितने भी टेस्ट लिखे हैं ट्रेंड एनालिसिस भी कर लो रेशो भी तो एक बार पूरा स्टडी कर लो डीप में
With reference to the given facts, which aspect of examining expenses is primarily affected when 75,000 rupees spent on purchase of an air conditioner is recorded under repairs and maintenance? What we have done? Expenses is primarily affected when 75,000 spent on purchase of an AC is recorded under repair and
तो ये लास्ट पैर
when we are doing purchase, it should not be repair and maintenance because repair and maintenance is revenue expenditure. And if we purchase any asset, it should be capital expenditure. Huh? Yeah. So option are whether the expenditure pertain to the current period under audit, whether the expenditure was supported by valid documents, whether the expenditure qualified as revenue and not capital expenditure, whether the expenditure related to the university's activities. I am a bit confused in B and C, but my answer is B.
Because
C. Capex treating as OPEX.
because the last para of the case, you are right if you are confused in B and C, but if you read the last para of the case, that is why these are called case scenario based MCQs. So you have to refer to the case scenario for arriving at the exact answer.
Yes.
Otherwise, you are right that you are confused in between. I will also be confused between B and C if I do not go to the case scenario. So you need to go to case scenario and then find the answer.
So option C is the correct answer
Yes.
for the same. Yeah, sir. Would you like to explain it?
No, I think it is self-explanatory.
I hope it is clear, dear
Accounting,
students.
simple accounting concept.
Correctly mentioned. And Ritik, I hope it is clear now. Yeah.
So, should we do another case scenario? Or?
Bank audit. Dear students, you want us to solve this bank audit for the case scenario, or we can directly jump to the descriptive question and one or two independent MCQ? Bank audit? I think it's good case scenario.
Okay. Okay.
Bank audit, ma'am, is writing.
Okay.
Ardent Precision Components Limited has been sanctioned a cash credit limit of 10 crore by a bank to finance its working capital requirement. As per the sanction terms, the borrower is required to submit monthly stock statements on the basis of which the bank computes the DP drawing power after applying margin on eligible current assets such as stock and receivables. During the branch audit, as on 31st March, the auditor observed that the branch had computed the drawing power at 8.20 crore rupees based on the stock statement, right? So here 8.20 crore is drawing power. Dated 30th November, submitted by the borrower. And it is dated 30th November. However, the outstanding balance in the CC account as on 31st March was 8.60 crore. You see, on outstanding balances 8.60 crore. For the examination of the accounts revealed that the outstanding balance had remained continuously above the drawing power for more than 90 days preceding the balance sheet date. You see, more than 90 days is also a very important point. While reviewing the borrower's record, the auditor compared the stock value appearing in the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st March with the stock value reported in the stock statement submitted to the bank and noticed a significant difference indicating possible overstatement of stock in the statement submitted to the bank. So when we reviewed borrower's record, auditor compared the stock value, audited financial statement for 31st March and stock value reported in the stock statement. And what observation are there? Observation is that significant difference indicating possible overstatement of stock in the statement is submitted by the bank. Now further examination revealed that inventory worth rupees 2 crore which had been considered by the branch while computing drawing power was stated to be lying at third party warehouse. Now what we have observed that 2 crore rupees, to inventory worth 2 crore has been considered by the branch is lying at third party warehouse. However, the branch had not obtained any confirmation from the warehouse operator regarding ownership of such inventory. After accumulating the difference between stock reported to the bank and stock appearing in the audited financial statements, auditor observed that the aggregate misstatement was approaching the materiality level determined for the audit. Now, whatever difference, aggregate misstatement, it is approaching materiality level. When the matter was When the matter was discussed with the borrower's management, they stated that the difference arose due to variation in valuation method used for internal reporting and expressed the view that no adjustment was necessary in the financial statements. Consequently, the identified misstatement remained uncorrected as on the reporting date. During discussion on these matters, the branch manager informally suggested that the auditor should avoid highlighting these irregularity in the audit report, as doing so might adversely affect the borrower's banking relationship. Now, for such kind of request, what we should do? This is, I think, there might be one question on that also. So here we are having 5 questions, right, out of this on this chapter. Considering the fact given in the case regarding the relationship between the outstanding balance in the CC account and drawing power determined by the branch, how should the auditor evaluate the status of the account as on the reporting date? Now, in the option B, it is given account is regular because section limit has not been exceeded. Account should be treated as out of order since the outstanding balance has remained continuously in excess of the drawing power. What was our drawing power? It was 8.20 crore. And you see how much is the balance? It's 8.60 crore, right? And it's outstanding balance and it is continuously above the drawing power for more than 90 days. So you see, account should be treated as out of order since the outstanding balance has remained continuously in excess of the drawing power. Account is regular because the borrower had submitted stock statement earlier during the year. Account cannot be evaluated until audited financial statements are finalized. So Ritik, I think when I refer the case studies, you were able to see, right? So yeah, Kuldeep, very right. So answer is the account should be treated as out of order since the outstanding balance has remained continuously in excess of the drawing power.
Yes, next question is, students. While evaluating the security position of CC account as on the reporting date, the auditor noted that the drawing power had been computed using stock information that was not contemporaneous with the reporting date, and that the borrowings in the account were already close to the level determined on the basis of primary security. Considering the facts together, which of the following conclusions would be most appropriate? Number one, borrowing position may not be reliable. Why? Because it is being evaluated on the basis of outdated information regarding the primary security. अब स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट समझने वाली बात है कि प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी क्या होती है. इन द केस ऑफ सीसी अकाउंट बेसिकली वर्किंग कैपिटल लिमिट होती है स्टूडेंट्स, जो बैंक से अगेंस्ट प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी उसमें स्टॉक होता है, क्लाइंट का स्टॉक. तो स्टॉक के अगेंस्ट जो लिमिट मिलती है दैट इज कॉल्ड कैश क्रेडिट लिमिट, वर्किंग कैपिटल लिमिट भी बोलते हैं. तो सीसी लिमिट में प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी स्टॉक होगा, ये याद रखना. लेकिन अगर आप मुझसे ये पूछोगे क्या प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी के बेस पे सीसी लिमिट मिल जाती है? नहीं मिलती. सेकेंडरी जो कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी, जिसे कि सेकेंडरी सिक्योरिटी बोलते हैं, कोलेटरल भी बोलते हैं, खाली कोलेटरल भी बोलते हैं. कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी को बात एक ही है. तो उसमें लैंड बिल्डिंग आपकी बैंक लेता ही लेता है एज कोलेटरल सिक्योरिटी. खाली प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी के बेसिस पे लोन नहीं मिलता, सीसी लिमिट नहीं मिलती. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड फॉर योर नॉलेज पर्पज. तो पहला पॉइंट स्टूडेंट्स, ए ऑप्शन उसने कहा द बोरिंग पोजीशन मे नॉट बी रिलायबल सिंस इट इज बीइंग इवेल्युएटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ आउटडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी. क्योंकि प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट क्लाइंट ने दी ही लास्ट नवंबर में थी, तो आउटडेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन. नवंबर की स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट तो मंथली फीचर होता है. आप प्लीज रिमेंबर, स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट बैंक मंथली लेता है और आपकी जो डीपी ड्राइंग पावर है हर मंथ ही तय करता है बैंक की कितनी होगी. तो मंथली स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट जब बैंक लेता है तो 6 महीने पुरानी या 7 महीने पुरानी स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट ये आउटडेटेड है. पहला तो ऑप्शन आपका ये है. सेकंड ऑप्शन, द अकाउंट शुड बी ट्रीटेड एज रेगुलर बिकॉज द सैंक्शन लिमिट इटसेल्फ हैज नॉट बीन एक्सीडेड. तो सैंक्शन लिमिट क्योंकि एक्सीड सैंक्शन लिमिट के अंदर अंदर ऑपरेट कर रहा है, 8.60 करोड़ और 8.20 करोड़ लिमिट आपने अवेल की हुई है, तो कहता है अकाउंट आपका रेगुलरली ट्रीट होना चाहिए। और सी ऑप्शन है ड्राइंग पावर कंप्यूटेशन कैन बी एक्सेप्टेड सिंस द बोरोवर हैड सबमिटेड ए स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट। ऑफ कोर्स, चाहे उसने पहले सबमिट कर दी थी, सबमिट तो करी थी और साल के अंदर सबमिट करी थी, ड्यूरिंग दिस ईयर सबमिट की है, तो ऑडिटर शुड रिलाई ओनली ऑन द ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स व्हाइल इवेल्युएटिंग। तो कहता है सिक्योरिटी पोजीशन देखने के लिए हमें फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स की मदद लेनी चाहिए और ये चीजें बाकी रेलेवेंट। तो आप स्टूडेंट्स बताओ क्या आंसर होना चाहिए इसका। या ऋतिक आपका आंसर ठीक है? यस, एनी अदर स्टूडेंट? कुलदीप, यू आर राइट आल्सो। आस्था सेठी, यू आर राइट। यस, सबको मेरे ख्याल से बैंक ऑडिट में क्लैरिटी है। तो ये दोनों। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट्स, बैंक ऑडिट पे नहीं है, दैट इज ऑन चैप्टर 5। During the audit, the auditor noted that portion of the inventory considered while determining drying power was stated to be lying at third party warehouse. अब जो स्टॉक पड़ा है, स्टॉक ही थर्ड पार्टी, तो बैंक ऑडिट से लिंक करके दो चैप्टर्स में से क्वेश्चन बनाया हुआ है। तो स्टॉक स्टूडेंट्स कहां पड़ा है? थर्ड पार्टी वेयर के पास, वेयर हाउस। एंड ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द स्टॉक रिपोर्टेड टू द बैंक एंड द स्टॉक अपीयरिंग इन द ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट। दोनों में डिफरेंस भी है। Considering the facts together, which of the following audit procedures, अब ये क्वेश्चन ऑडिट प्रोसीजर पे पूछ लिया, would most effectively address the risk arising in this situation? तो क्या रिस्क होगा? Which of the following audit procedures would most effective? तो इस रिस्क सिचुएशन में कौन सा ऑडिट प्रोसीजर मोस्ट इफेक्टिव होगा? जब स्टॉक वेयर थर्ड पार्टी वेयर हाउस के पास है, तो आंसर इसमें स्टूडेंट्स आप बोल रहे हो सी, कुलदीप इज सेइंग सी। तो रिलाई ऑन द स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट सबमिटेड बाय द बोरोवर टू द बैंक, वो तो वैसे ही 6 महीने पुरानी स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट है, तो उस पर तो रिलायंस हो ही नहीं सकता, तो ए आंसर तो हो ही नहीं सकता। बी, एक्सेप्ट मैनेजमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन, तो हम मैनेजमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन जो रिटर्न रिप्रेजेंटेशन होता है स्टूडेंट, तो वो रिगार्डिंग द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ इन्वेंट्री हेल्ड आउटसाइड द एंटिटीज प्रेमिसेस, तो मैनेजमेंट की कौन सा एविडेंस मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट होगा? ऑब्टेनिंग कंफर्मेशन फ्रॉम थर्ड पार्टी, तो रिस्ट्रिक्ट वेरिफिकेशन ओनली टू परचेज इनवॉइस रिलेटिंग, या इनवॉइस देखेंगे हम परचेज उससे। तो आंसर सी इज द मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट आंसर। यस, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 11। The auditor accumulated the differences identified between the stock reported to the bank and the stock appearing in the audited financial statements and noted that the aggregate misstatement was approaching the materiality level. Aggregate misstatements was approaching the materiality level determined for the audit. Management, however, decided not to make any adjustment in the financial statement. In the light of these facts, what should the auditor primarily consider while evaluating the implications for the audit? तो ये क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा हटके और अच्छा भी है, तो आप बताओ इसका क्या आंसर होगा।
If you want, I can go to that part of the question also. Here we have discussed
After accumulating the
difference between the stock reported to the bank and stock appearing in the audited financial statements. The auditor observed that the aggregate misstatement was approaching the materiality level determined for the audit.
तो
Right?
स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे आंसर नहीं, बी तो नहीं होगा इसका आंसर, स्टूडेंट बी कह रहे हैं।
नहीं, बी
बी है,
बी है, बिल्कुल बी है, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं वो।
अच्छा अच्छा,
आप उनको कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो। उनकी परीक्षा ले रहे हो।
ठीक है,
So that they got confused and they write some other
conclude
answer.
that
To
the
explain that.
okay, तो conclude, A option is conclude that the financial statements are materially misstated without further evaluation.
Yeah.
Or B is evaluate whether the uncorrected statements are material individually or in aggregate and consider the implications for the auditor's report. In this question, can you please explain this? Okay. Accept management's explanation since the difference arose due to valuation methods. Ignore the misstatement.
Dear student, first, so you see the first A point is writing that conclude that the financial statements are materially misstated without further evaluation. So without further evaluation, you cannot conclude. So that is the reason A will be eliminated. Why? Without further evaluation, you cannot conclude. C, accept management's explanation because difference arose due to valuation method. Beta, for determining the misstatement, whether it is material or not material, as per SA 320, if you refer, you will see that auditor is required to evaluate whether that uncorrected misstatement is material either individually or in aggregate. And if it is material, then you need to see the implication for reporting, right? Because for auditors report, first thing you see that whether we have received, we are audit evidence, sufficient and appropriate audit evidence are there or not. If it is, then second point, when we are expressing the opinion, we need to check whether if it is available, then we will go for expression of opinion. If we are not able to get the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, then we need to simultaneously check whether it is materially misstated or not. And material misstatement and pervasiveness, we will check that, and according to that we express our opinion. So here also in this question, auditor will ensure that if the whether uncorrected misstatement, the misstatement which are not being corrected, which are uncorrected, either individually or in aggregate, are material. If it is material, then auditor has to express the opinion, or auditor has to consider the same and its implication while reporting, right? Because if it is material, then we need to check pervasiveness also. If it is material and pervasive, we will express adverse opinion. If it is material but not pervasive, we will express qualified opinion, right? So it is very important that we need to ensure that misstatement is material or not. If material, then we need to see pervasiveness also. So that is the reason option B is the best answer. And D, ignore the misstatement.
So
Since it does not exceed the materiality threshold, we cannot. Right? Because it is approaching. Okay, clear. Thank you. So last question. During discussion of this case scenario, during discussion on the above matter, the branch manager suggested that the auditor should avoid reporting the irregularity so that borrower's banking relationship is not affected. Now, I think you have studied chapter 11 very effectively, and you are aware about the fundamental principles which auditor has to follow, right? So considering this situation described in the case, which of the following ethical principles should primarily guide the auditor's response? Integrity and objectivity, confidentiality, professional behavior of your PCDC, professional competence and due care. So you are very much clear. Now let me ask you why it is not professional competence and due care. You correctly answered, but I want to know whether you know about PCDC or not. Just testing whether you can correlate it with PCDC, professional competence and due care. What is all about this principle? Confidentiality definitely indicate that yes, you have to keep the information confidential if it is not required by, its disclosure is not required by law. What is professional behavior and what is professional competence and due care? Let me ask you one situation. Suppose me and sir both are auditor of A Limited, right? And now I have audited A Limited and now I am leaving and sir is got the audit of A Limited. Now sir is writing me a letter. You know now that auditor is required to take confirmation written, right? So auditor sir has written to me that I am accepting this appointment, whether any NOC like, then I am not responding to it. Whether it will fall in integrity, objectivity, it will be confidentiality, professional behavior, or professional competence and due care. I hope I have clearly mentioned the situation. Can you tell me which fundamental principle is violated? Professional behavior. Very right.
Very good, very good.
And P series is professional competence and due care means you have to update yourself.
You should be competent, qualified, knowledgeable.
If in place of sales tax, VAT is there, GST is there. So if any amendment took place, you as a professional, you are updated, you are well equipped with that, and you are taking due care.
You are competent to handle.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we have covered MCQs and now we should move towards descriptive part rather than focusing on independent MCQ. Student have doubts, they can definitely ask us. Yeah. Answer should be A part of yes, answer is A. Integrity and objectivity. You all have rightly told, but I just for your testing, I just create a hypothetical situation and check whether you know the other principle also not. Okay. Yeah. So it's if we see this question here, all the pointers of risk are covered, but at the end, if you read the question, explain the concept of inherent risk, discuss how it is relevant in the above case, right? So, should I read the question and please tell?
Question student पूछ रहा है.
Asta, right now, actually, I'm not having that question in front of us. We are not having. So after this session, we can connect. You can call on 01203045 or you can also use ask your query feature so that we can discuss the same, right? Because right now that question is not with us. So I'm not able to reach to that query part. So that is the reason. Either you share it, then we can discuss. Okay. So, what do you suggest, sir? So whether this should be discussed, or I think we should go directly to 1C, where we can test the knowledge of SA 505 of the students.
You are comfortable,
Right? XYZ Limited is engaged in manufacturing activity as at 31st March. As at 31st March 2025, trade receivable balance amounted to 8 crore. Okay, in your financial statement, 8 crore balance is there. Statutory auditors selected 25 customer balance because they thought it's much more for external confirmation or some indication in accordance with the applicable standard on auditing relating to external confirmation. First, so you tell me in the chat that which standard it is. For the external confirmation, do you know the standard number? The result of the confirmation procedure were as follows. 15 customers responded directly to the auditor indicating agreement with the information requested. 3 responses were received directly to the auditor indicating disagreement with the information provided in the request. These parties were supposed to respond only if they disagree with the information provided in the request. 5 customers did not respond despite follow-up requests, and 2 customers responded stating that the balance as per their records were lower than those mentioned in the confirmation request. So now I think you are aware that this is as per SA 505, right? Rightly mentioned by you, Kuldeep, SA 505. And in SA 505, when we are seeking for external confirmation from debtors for confirming the balance status, we have positive confirmation request, we have negative confirmation request, we have non-response, and we are having one situation that is exception. So first situation wherein 15 customers responded directly to the auditor indicating agreement with the information requested, that is called your positive request, right? Because here 15 customers responded and that to the auditor. 3 responses were received directly to the auditor indicating disagreement with the information. And what is mentioned over here? These parties were supposed to respond only if they disagree with the information provided in the request. So if you are not in agreement, I have asked, sir, According to me, your balance is 5 crore 25 lakh 1000, sorry, 25 lakh and 1500 rupees, right? But sir is saying, no, I am not agreed. And he sent me that response. If I am telling that if you are not in agreement, then only respond. Then it is called negative confirmation request. If you do not agree, if you are in disagreement with the information provided in the request, you have to respond. And if you are responding for that, that is called your negative confirmation request. 5 customers did not respond despite follow-up request. So here it will fall under non-response category. And last is 2 customers responded stating that the balances as per their record were lower than those mentioned in the confirmation request. Now I'm asking about 1 crore 25 lakh from sir. And sir is saying balance is there, but it is 1 crore 17 lakh. So amount is lower than those mentioned in the confirmation request that fall under exception circumstance for positive confirmation, negative confirmation, non-response or exceptional, right? So here in this situation, we wanted to test your knowledge regarding these 4 categories, right? And in the question also, the same is being asked that in the light of relevant standard on auditing. Now, your answer should mention that as per SA 505 external confirmation, how the auditor should evaluate the above response and state whether further audit procedures are required or not. Now you need to tell whether further audit procedures are required in which circumstances. If positive confirmation, I'm asking, sir, 1 crore 25 lakh. And if you agree, then respond. Sir said, okay, 1 crore 25 lakh. If I'm asking that, yes, sir, 1 crore 25 lakh balance is there, but if you are not in agreement, then respond. Okay, and sir is writing, though I'm not in agreement. That is negative request. And if sir doesn't respond, sir is not responding to my confirmation request, or sir is writing 1 crore 17 lakh, right? So where or further audit procedures are required? In which circumstances further audit procedures are required? So would you like to address on that? That for positive confirmation, whether further audit procedures will be required? No.
बिल्कुल.
For negative confirmation, if you are not in if you are not in agreement, if you disagree with the balance, further audit procedure will be required because we are not on the same page.
Yes.
Did not respond, definitely we need to check
Yes.
that whether when they are not responding, we need to apply further audit procedures.
If difference is there.
Yes, if
Then-
exceptional circumstance difference is there, 125 and 117, further audit procedures are definitely required. So in the exam, how you should write, that sir will guide. The pointers we have mentioned, but in the examination, if you are not knowing the number of standard, SA 505, first of all, so you need to develop the habit, like, right, sir?
बिल्कुल, perfectly.
How they can develop this habit?
Habit of
Learning the standards name, number,
repetitive.
because it really matters.
I have only one thing to state that 5 times reading, 10 times reading, and on daily basis, आप उसको अब खाली आपने नंबर नहीं पढ़ना, only SA 505 external conference. No, read something about it also. Like Madam has stated, this is positive confirmation, this is negative confirmation, this is non-response, this is response indicating an exception. तो उसको SA 505 plus some material when I study, along with that essay, then the name will be retained, will be established in my mind. But only SA 230 documentation लर्न नहीं होगा, बिलीव मी. लेकिन उसके बाद अगर आप पर्पज ऑफ उसका ऑब्जेक्टिव, मैं आपको एक इजी मेथड बताता हूँ, आप पर्पज ऑफ दैट स्टैंडर्ड, ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दैट स्टैंडर्ड साथ में अगर करो तो आपको नेम्स इजीली लर्न होंगे स्टैंडर्ड से, फिर आपको प्रेशर नहीं पड़ेगा माइंड पे. और ये बेस्ट मेथड है स्टूडेंट्स. अगर हम खाली नाम याद रखें, नाम याद करने की कोशिश करेंगे ऐसे 505 इज एक्सटर्नल कंफर्मेशन, तो ऐसे याद नहीं होगा। लेकिन अगर साथ में कुछ मटेरियल ऐड कर दोगे तो आपको नाम अच्छी तरह से याद हो जाएंगे। और 5 टाइम्स रीडिंग, 10 टाइम्स रीडिंग, ये बेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी। अब ये सारा आपका जो सारा कंसेप्चुअल मटेरियल था इसमें, जो मैडम ने अभी आपको समझाया, पॉजिटिव कंफर्मेशन रिक्वेस्ट, नेगेटिव कंफर्मेशन रिक्वेस्ट, और ये सारा, यही तो मैं आपको कह रहा था कि कंसेप्चुअल बिल्डिंग यही तो है सारे। तो ऐसे आप कंसेप्चुअल बिल्डिंग करो और फिर एग्जाम में लिखोगे तो मार्क्स फिर पूरे मिलेंगे आपको।
So I think, dear students, we have tried to cover everything, general tips, the mistakes which are done by the student in the examination, common mistakes, how to avoid that common mistake regarding time management. That was very important, very effective for your effective paper, efficient, to in like put in your best of the efforts for your paper. It is very important you are doing your time management effectively and efficiently. And definitely, apart from the same, we have practiced case scenario based MCQs, so that you can see that how we can go reach to the correct or most appropriate answer, right? In the examination also, you can strategize that elimination method can be used, or we can directly opt for the correct answer if we know the same. And in the answers for descriptive question, definitely if you are knowing the name and number of essay, you have to write that, because it really matters. But if you are not knowing, if you are not confident, then do not code that. But please develop now also, you are having time. And I have asked you how many standards are there, how much time it will take, how much time it will take to you to prepare for the same, right? So if you divide, like in today, we have done 7 standards, name and number. After that, next day again, we have revised that and another 7, right? Yeah. So if you do this kind of practice also, then also you will be able to remember the name and scope or objective of that standard. Then you will be able to correlate, right? Okay. So there is you can make a small story sort of thing, that standards are helping us. They are helping us. Why standards are important? To maintain uniformity, right? So if we just correlate that EQ, engagement and quality control standard, comprise of SQC1, standards on quality control, that is parent standard. If we talk about series, SA 200 series, 300 series, 500 series, 600 series, 700 series, that will also help you in correlating the standard. Like reporting is SA 700 series. So all relating to that 700, 701, 5, 6, 710 and 720, all are relating to reporting part. If we talk about SA 200 series, it is general. Overall objective of the audit is in SA 200. Then we are going for audit, whether we should but agreeing the terms of audit engagement, if you are in agreement or not. So all that, who will issue the engagement letter? Not management, auditor will issue the engagement letter. What are terms and conditions that should be mentioned over there? So when you know what is the objective of audit, and first step will be engagement letter, so that is discussed in your 210. How you are going to control the quality? So quality control is discussed in your SA 220. You are doing that, but if no documentation, means no audit. Whatever you have done, audit documented is audit. So you have to maintain your documentation so that you can show it when it is required. Just like you are studying, you must be having your notepad and pen, and you are writing your notes so that you can revise. And it will really help when you have your own notes and you are studying with the help of that. If there is condition of fraud, if there is any indication of fraud, how auditor should deal, SA 240 will guide for that. As an auditor, what are the law and regulation requirements I need to check whether the entity is complying with or not? SA 250 will guide for that. SA 260, communication with those charged with governance. Who are TCWG, management and others, to how to communicate with them, what to communicate, or everything is mentioned in the SA 260. Then moving towards essay 265, if there is any deficiency in internal control, if there is any weakness, how to communicate, what are do's and don'ts, that is discussed in your essay 265. So whole essay 200 is general, all general points. And that is like when you are going for audit, who will guide you? That standards will guide you that yes, how you should proceed, how you should pursue further. Same way, essay 300 for audit planning. Yeah. And for 500, all audit evidence. How you are going to audit evidence collection method and everything is discussed accordingly. And 600 is using the work of other, whether it is internal auditor, principal or branch auditors relation. If sometimes auditor is not expert in everything, they need to use the help of expert also. SA 620 guide how to use the auditor's expert. If it is management's expert, it will fall under SA 500, audit evidence it will be. But if we are hiring, we are taking help of expert as an auditor, it will fall in SA 620. Of course, ultimate responsibility will be of auditor. So each and every standard is for certain objective or scope is there for every standard. So if you correlate the same, just like sir said, if you correlate the same with the name, you will be able to learn and recall. Great. And please do writing practice so that in the examination you are able to write the, for this question, if you are writing as per essay 505 external confirmation, it really matters. But if you are not aware, you think it is essay 501 or 10, then we need to work on the same. Any other things, sir, you want to add on?
No, I think we have covered a lot.
Yeah.
And students ने भी हमें thanks कर दिया. Thanks ma'am for this insightful practice session.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your feedback, and your feedback is really very important and
part.
crucial. Please do share your feedback. So we are concluding the session with small quote. Start with calm. Don't rush your pace. Read each question. Give it space. Mark the ones you know the best. Build your flow. Then try the rest. Plan your time. Be sharp and wise. Don't let easy marks pass by. Write in points. Keep answers clear. Use key terms the examiner wants to hear. Quote your standards where you can. Show the logic. Have a plan. Write the answer with proper flow. Help your understanding show. If you are stuck, don't lose your way. If you are stuck, don't lose your way. Skip and come back. Don't delay. Don't wait. Right? Stay composed till the very end. Revise your work. Mistakes to mend. With steady mind and practiced art, you will conquer this. Just play your part. You will conquer this. Just play your part. So with this, we wish you all the very best for your examination. Yes, sir.
ये अभी मैडम ने बोला you play your part.
Yes.
Do only preparation. Marks will follow. Don't think of marks. तो ये do your part only. तो आपका part क्या preparation है. Focus on preparation, preparation and preparation. With these words, students, wish you all the best.
Thank you for your patience listening. Wish you all the very best. Thank you. Yeah.